Greetings to everyone out there and welcome back to Around the Clock. Alright everybody, early this morning a bunch of images hit the internet that are being claimed to be images of the Switch 2, and a lot of people saw this and they went crazy. There are videos all over YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, what have you, and people are really buying into this, but I don't think it's real, so let's get into it. As you can see here, you have these 3D printed images of what is being called to be the Switch 2, and it looks like a prototype image of the Switch OLED. It looks like really nothing has changed here. Everything looks exactly the same in my opinion. The only thing that looks different is the back of the console, specifically where the Joy-Cons are. There's that trigger there that looks like a large button to release the Joy-Cons from the console, and that's really it. The only other thing that they did a comparison of these two prototypes from the regular Switch or Switch OLED and this brand new console, and it looks a little bit bigger. Also, you can see here that these Joy-Cons look a little bit bigger as well, and it doesn't have the railing mechanic where you slide it into the actual Switch, and they seem to be magnetic. And yes, we've heard rumors about that before, about these Joy-Cons being magnetically attached to the actual console. Now here's another image that's floating around, and this is what got everybody talking, saying that yes, this is real, this, that, and the third. And if it is real, and I do want to stress the word if, then great, but it still looks like some mock-up that somebody just threw together and put on the internet to make everybody hyped about it. Now, some specs have leaked as well, and I'm not going to go over every single spec because all these specs don't really mean anything, so I'm just going to go over the important ones. It says here it has a flash memory of 256 gigs, also an NFC reader, a built-in microphone, which is interesting, dual cooling fans, which has been rumored before, and also supporting HDMI 2.1, which could suggest that it could support 4K in docked mode. Now, everything else is just really some up-reses of what the current Switch is, so that's not really important. That's what we should expect anyway, right? Now, I do also want to point something out because this information I have here comes from Tom Warren, who's the senior editor of Verge.com, and this is something that nobody is talking about, and I don't know why. Now, according to Tom Warren, they say here on Twitter, is this Nintendo Switch 2? CAD images appeared on a Chinese forum earlier today, and the poster, the person who put this out on the internet, appears to be a 3D printing and reverse design enthusiast. The poster also included what could be prototype Joy-Con controllers and a potential Switch 2 mainboard. And here's the person who's behind all of these supposed leaks. They are a 3D printer enthusiast. They have it all on their website, and yes, these are 3D printed, like I said earlier, so these are not actually images of the Switch 2 like people are claiming them to be. Now, the only image that I think could be real, if it is real, is the picture of those prototype Joy-Cons and that main board. That could be real, but those 3D printed images, no. Those are all just 3D printed images like it says here. So yeah, man, we have to be very cautious about what's going on here on the internet because a lot of people are putting this off like this is the Switch 2 that has been leaked. And that's not really the case here. Now, could the Switch 2 look like this? Yes, that's very possible. But I have a question here, and RGT85 pointed this out in his recent video on this. He said that with all these specs, why don't we have specs on what the screen resolution is and what the screen looks like? That's a very big question. If all these specs have leaked, why we don't have any specs on what the screen is outputting for this handheld console? That's very important here, man. Some questions here are just left out in the open and people are not asking them. And I say this because if y'all remember when the first NX console leaks started to happen, you know, the Switch that's out on the market right now is called the NX when there was all these leaks and rumors going around. This is what that console looked like from those leaked images, a football shaped console with two joysticks. I mean, the current Switch doesn't look like that whatsoever, so that's why I say we have to be very cautious about these supposed leaks. And one thing that's interesting as well is that Nintendo hasn't taken these images down off of the internet. You know, if these leaks were really real, with Nintendo, how they're just taking down people's pages and, you know, the different channels here on YouTube with these different leaks and things like this for their games, I'm pretty sure they'll take down these images if they were in fact real. So I just wanted to point that out so that we think about this logically. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Please make sure to like this video, share this video, and for all of you watching this video right now that are not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on daily Nintendo news content. And as always, remember to keep it locked here at Around the Clock, where here we focus on Nintendo news content around the clock. I'll catch you guys in the next video.